Hey guys, this is Paul Freeman again. I'm here doing another video in my series called My Freedom Journey. This is number 2, and it's I Never Was Gay. Last time I told you that I would be talking about how God told me that I never was gay. Even when I was having sex with other men, fantasizing about it for years, or watching videos of men having sex with other men, even in all of that, I wasn't gay. How does that work? Well, God told me that He is the one who created me, so He gets to determine who and what I am. Let's think about that for just a minute. So, this is a hammer, right? Obviously a hammer. The person who created this hammer is the one who got to say it's a hammer, and he gets to determine what it's used for, basically. It's like supposed to be used for driving in nails, right? Or pulling them out or something like that. But if during this poor little hammer's life, lots of people came along and said, "You're not a hammer, you're an egg beater." Maybe if that happened often enough, this hammer would start thinking it was an egg beater. Okay? So people might even use it as an egg beater. They could put it in there and whirl it around and you know, that egg might get stirred up some, but if you're not careful, you might wind up breaking that bowl. And it can get pretty messy too. So, when people tell this poor little hammer he's an egg beater, does he become an egg beater? No. He's obviously still a hammer, right? Right. Of course, right. And this egg beater, if people come along and tell this poor little egg beater, "You're not an egg beater, you're just a hammer," they might even try to use this egg beater as a hammer, right? And eventually maybe that nail would get driven into the board, but most likely this poor little egg beater is going to get all beaten up before that nail gets in, right? So this hammer can wind up breaking this bowl, damaging those who are around it, or this little egg beater can wind up getting damaged itself. That's kind of how it happens when people convince us that we're not who we're supposed to be, who God created us to be. We can wind up damaging those who are around us. It can get pretty messy, or we can get damaged ourselves, okay? Ourselves. But God doesn't throw us away. He doesn't discard us. He doesn't hate us because we got egg all over us. He just cleans us up and loves us anyway. So God would never create any of us in such a way that we couldn't be who He created us to be, our true selves, and do that and still walk in righteousness. As Christians, we have to believe what the Bible says. And according to a true reading of the Bible, homosexuality is sin. Even SSA, same-sex attraction, cannot be fulfilled in righteousness, so it's unrighteousness. Okay, so God would never create us as homosexuals or with same-sex attraction. Does that mean that God hates people who have been involved in homosexuality? No. He loves us with every part of His heart, just like He does everybody else. When Jesus looks at people who have been involved in homosexuality, He sees them in the womb at 4 years old and every other time when they were wounded by the enemy. He's furious with the enemy, but His heart breaks for His people. He fully understands why we have sinned the way we have sinned, but He sees past the sin. He already paid for our sin. Of course, that's not a license for us to sin. His grace gives us the ability to walk with him in righteousness. When he looks at us, he sees our potential. If he didn't create us to be homosexuals, what did he create us to be? His plan is for us to be kings and queens, ruling and reigning with him in righteousness, defending the downtrodden and setting them free. Selah. I think that means think about that for a little while. Okay, that's enough for now. If you think this video series might be helpful to someone else you know or someone they might know, please repost it, share it, however that works. Thank you so much for watching today and for sharing. And next time I'll be talking about whether you can be born gay or not, or a better question might be, can you be born thinking that you're gay? You might be surprised by my answer. All right, see you next time. God bless you.